that? It's gotta be something. I just gotta move it.
Outra, tu quer isso ali, é o menino, é? É um menininho.
Sydney, a solo travel vlogger living out of her SUV, ventured deep into Missouri's backwoods despite the worsening weather. What started as a peaceful trip quickly turned unsettling as a storm began to roll in.
This all just looks really spooky. Okay, so basically the issue is that I was supposed to turn down that road down there, and there's a giant tree in front of it, and it looks really creepy and unkept. It's supposed to storm. I'm basically in a hurricane. I'm in like hurricane weather right now. And I have a feeling that if I stay this far deep in the woods, a bunch of branches are gonna fall and block me when I want to leave tomorrow. So I think I might just camp at the fire tower.
She found a remote fire tower to camp near but couldn't shake a feeling of unease. The isolation felt heavy, too quiet, too empty.
Well, this is only a tad creepy. I feel like I'm attracting all the bears. I'm actually really scared of the whole bear thing right now. I don't know what I was thinking. This was so smelly. I should not have made dinner. I actually am very freaked out. Putting my oven away, my stove away. This is just gonna be dirty in my car. I have this plate of food and I need to eat it, but I'm so scared. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to eat as much as I can, and I think I might move to a campsite like over there.
Strong winds rattled the trees, and the smell of her cooking made her worry about attracting bears. Cooking by flashlight, every crack of a branch or rustle in the darkness sent her heart racing.
Okay, I'm checking to see if there's even a place to like pull in. You're probably like, wow, that made such a difference in where you're camping before. Well, I don't know. I'm just spooked. I'm spooked. So, moving my campsite, even if it is like just 50 yards, 30 yards, whatever, makes me feel a bit better.
Even after moving to a different campsite, the tension lingered. The night passed without incident, but the silence and crushing solitude left her deeply unsettled, and that eerie feeling stayed long after she left the woods. A woman hiking through a forest in Peru shared a photo she'd taken online. At first, it seemed perfectly ordinary. But if you looked closer, something unsettling came into view. Between the trees in the background, there was a faint, boy-like figure, slightly blurred, his feet clearly not touching the ground. He looked unusually tall, almost as if he were floating in midair. The woman insisted no one had been near her when she snapped the picture. Locals have long whispered about eerie happenings in that forest. People vanishing without a trace, chilling cold spots that appear out of nowhere, and strange noises echoing through the trees. But nothing like this had ever been captured before. A TikTok user recently shared chilling footage from an old cabin in Oregon that her sister had been renovating. From the start, something about the place felt wrong. Odd things kept happening. But one afternoon, while sitting in her car outside, the sister heard something strange. The sound of a landline phone ringing inside the long-abandoned house. Already unsettled, she pulled out her phone and began recording. That's when they saw it.
So, there's nothing hanging there. Fucking, what the fuck is that? It's creepy. gotta be something. I just at a moment. What the fuck? Just fucking what the fuck?
A dark figure silently glided across the balcony. It didn't drift like an ordinary shadow. It moved as if it were alive. Viewers quickly labeled it a shadow figure, with some insisting it resembled a woman dressed in black. The uploader swore she'd been alone there all day and would have noticed anyone else. The cabin's remote location and limited parking made it unlikely someone could sneak in unnoticed. Too shaken to investigate right away, they stayed outside.
That porch, like that's where the door, okay, that's the door, right there. It's black, there's nothing in the door. There's nothing in the door right now, anyway. This is the outside of one part of it. Yeah, this place is just, it's insane. Okay, so here's the end. Okay, everything scares me. It's getting dark and I don't like being even right here. Yeah, this is the inside. I mean, just look at, like, there's like, the sink is like 1950s, the stove is 1950s something. Yeah, this place is just, so it was a husband and wife who lived here. The husband died, I believe, first. I'm getting out of here. When it's more daylight out, I'll show you the inside better. Here is the stairwell, okay, that you see. There's the porch. And here is the doorway in question, that, like, the notorious doorway that had whatever. Look at these are, like, notes still that, from Emily, the daughter. And, these are from the lady who died here. And then, oh, I hate it in here. I mean, it gets even creepier once you go downstairs. I'm not even going down. Well, okay, I said I'd do a walkthrough.
Inside, the cabin held its own unsettling secrets. Old, handwritten notes, signed by someone named Emily, still lay scattered about. The sisters had heard rumors that a man and a woman had died on the property, but no one could confirm the details. To this day, no one knows for sure what they caught on camera that afternoon. And the question still lingers, who or what was on that balcony? Jennifer and her friend were at a party on the edge of a small town in Mexico. After midnight, their curiosity got the better of them. They decided to test the local legend, the tale of a ghostly woman in white said to roam the roads at night, weeping softly. As the party was winding down, they noticed the nearby dogs barking wildly, restless and on edge.
Plebes, acabó la función. Andan los perros ladre y ladre acá afuera porque dicen que después de las 12 se aparece una señora que no sé qué, de blanco, que fue cadenas. Pero nosotros ahorita vimos a los perros y empezamos a oír ruidos. Y aquí andamos grabando. Ay, no, ese es un perro. No, yo no me quiero ir más lejos, me da miedo.
They laughed it off at first, teasing each other about the story. But then Jennifer realized the dogs were fixated on something out in the darkness. That's when they saw it.
Mira, 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 mira. No mames. No chingas.
A pale figure in a flowing white dress appeared, standing eerily still. From somewhere in the night came the faint sound of quiet sobbing. Could it really have been her? In 2022, a team of paranormal investigators made their way deep into the woods. That's when they came across something deeply unsettling.
Looks like a satanic cult spot, honestly. Why is this made? Like, who? It's just like stuck on.
In a small clearing, they discovered what looked like an active ritual site. At the center was a burned-out fire ring, surrounded by sticks deliberately arranged in a careful pattern. But what truly sent chills down their spines was what lay in the middle.
No way.
A single doll, completely untouched by the fire, placed perfectly at the very center. Its positioning felt deliberate, as if whoever had conducted the ritual had just left moments earlier. Some speculated it was voodoo-inspired, perhaps meant for summoning, protection, or even casting a curse. Whatever its purpose, one thing felt certain: it was never meant to be found. A group of friends decided to spend the night in a forest near Manaus. But as they were setting up their hammocks, unsettling noises began to echo from deep within the trees. The sounds felt disturbingly close, far too close.
Essa arrumando aqui, ó. Vai embora. Ó, escuta aí, ó. Pertinho, tá longe não. Pode embora, pai. Pode embora aqui. O negócio tá feio aqui pra aqui, ó. A canoa lá embaixo, lá a canoa lá, ó. Tu é doido? Olha. Deus me livre. Bora, bora, compadre. Tá no baixão mesmo, ó. Bora. Já tá rede aqui pra nós ir varar, ó. Ninguém vai dormir aqui não, é doido? Não vai dormir aqui não, de jeito nenhum.
They froze, straining to figure out what could be making such noises, but an uneasy tension filled the air. Whatever it was, it didn't sound human, and it definitely didn't sound safe. Without sticking around to find out, they hurriedly packed up and left the area. Online, some suggested it might have been a howler monkey or even a jaguar, but others believed it was something far stranger, something that shouldn't be seen in daylight. Either way, leaving was probably the wisest choice they made that night. Two people were driving home along a remote dirt road when something unusual caught their eye. In the distance, near the edge of the trees, they spotted what appeared to be a small child standing all alone. At first, they thought the child must be lost, but as they drew closer, the figure suddenly bolted into the forest and disappeared among the shadows. Startled and uneasy, they pulled over, trying to make sense of what they'd just witnessed.
André, tu que é isso ali? É um menino, é? É um menininho, Drayton. Ô, Drayton, tá gritando. Misericórdia.
Curiosity got the better of them, and they considered going after it to see what was really there. But the woods ahead were dense and impenetrable. The sound of crying had stopped, replaced by an unsettling silence. Overwhelmed by fear, they turned back and drove away for good. Even now, they can't shake what they saw that night, and they still wonder if leaving was truly the right decision. A couple hiking deep in the Canadian wilderness had their quiet walk unexpectedly interrupted. As they made their way through the dense forest, the husband suddenly stopped, raised the camera, and aimed it towards something crouched among the distant trees. The footage captured a hairy, human-like figure, hunched and unmoving. As the camera tried to zoom in, the image became blurry and shaky. Then, without warning, the creature stood upright and bolted into the woods. Was it a person, or something else entirely? A mother and her young daughter were sitting outside, quietly watching the trees ahead. Out of nowhere, the daughter pointed toward the branches and whispered something that sent chills down her mother's spine. "There's someone in there." Wearing goggles. Startled, the mother quickly began filming. When she later shared the footage, some viewers claimed they could see a faint human-like figure hidden among the leaves, almost blending into the trees. Others insisted there was nothing there at all. So, what do you see? Share your thoughts and your own creepy stories below. One night, a Reddit user decided to take a walk through the woods near their home when they were suddenly stopped by an overpowering foul odor. Both curious and unsettled, they traced the smell just off the main trail. In a small clearing, they stumbled upon something truly disturbing. A dead chicken positioned at the center of a roughly drawn pentagram. Scattered around it were strange objects, carefully arranged, hinting at some kind of ritual or dark offering. The ground looked freshly disturbed, as if whoever had performed the ritual had left only moments before. What exactly was going on in those woods remains an unsettling mystery. A group of hikers were deep in the woods when an unsettling sensation washed over them, a creeping feeling that they were being watched. One of them lifted a flashlight and swept its beam through the trees. That's when they saw her. A pale figure in a white dress stood completely motionless among the branches. Her face looked wrong, unnatural, almost inhuman. She didn't blink. She didn't flinch. She simply stared straight at them. Fear tightening in their chests, the group slowly backed away, not daring to turn around. None of them ever looked back. And to this day, none can explain what or who they saw in those dark woods.